I opened my eyes to a dim light. I was, as I recall, in the middle of a fight with Milim when Feldway interrupted me, and then Are you awake? Oops, Seal-san talked to me. If Seal-san is okay, that means I'm still alive. I feel relieved for a moment, and then questions come to my mind one after another. I whispered the biggest question. Where am I? My vision suddenly blurred, and I had no idea what had happened. When I was puzzled, Seal-san nonchalantly explained to me. This is the world of the end. It is also known as the end of time and space. Huh? We were sent here by Feldway to do a space-time transfer. Seal-san says. Seal-san says that Feldway's chronosultation was allowed to happen while I was dealing with Milim. Adding time stop to time stop does not change the effect. However, if you multiply them together, you get a drastic change. It was chronosultation, a technique to block the flow of all time, and only it was a technique that blocked the flow of all time and showered it on the subject alone. The stronger the flow of time, the stronger the repulsion of space to be fixed. The stronger the force of the repulsion, the more the object is buried beyond time and space. And this is where I ended up, here, at the end of time and space. A place where the end of time and space meet in the distant future. Then, I had become an existence that could not be ignored, a being that could free Milim from Feldway's control. Feldway must have avoided a head-to-head fight with the Master, who had become a transcendent being who could rival or possibly surpass him. In other words, Feldway does not think he could have killed me either. Since I can't be easily defeated, I will be sent to another place so that I won't be in the way. At first glance, it seems to be a postponement of the problem, but I thought it was a very rational way. Because the truth is, I don't know where I am anymore. This colorless, wide open space doesn't make sense to me, even if it's called the end of time and space. No time has passed in this place. And yet, unlike the suspended world, I could not even perceive the expansion of space, even if I manipulated the information particle. Yes. In this place, the flow of time has stopped. The expanse of space has come to an end, and according to the law of entropy, we have reached a point of emptiness. Has it reached? You sound as if you have seen it. Yes, I have. In Feldway's chronosultation, we are transported to the far reaches of space-time. There, the life of the stars had long expired, but the world had not yet collapsed. I assume that Feldway's power was limited to destroying the cardinal world universe. We do not know exactly what happened in that timeline, because when Seal-san was jumped, the whole thing was over. We don't even know what happened to Ivorage or how he moved, but what we do know for sure is that the world was not destroyed. I don't know if that was what Feldway wanted, but it doesn't matter to me. After that, I wandered around in a universe where not even a star twinkled, and watched the end of the world. I couldn't quite understand what Seal-san was talking about. Do you mean to say that the destination of the jump was beyond time, and from then time passed and you reached the end of time and space? I had no idea what Seal was talking about, like Seal had witnessed the end of the world. I mean, there was no way I could survive in such a state. I thought if I'm going to tell a lie, I'd better tell a better one, but then I remembered that Seal-san does not tell lies. Sometimes I was deceived, but it was not a lie, but a story that I misunderstood or was made to misunderstand. Does that mean that this place is the end of the world? Yes, that's right. Seal-san nodded its head in a very casual way as if to say, this is a problem, isn't it? As for me, I'm not so worried about it. As my understanding catches up with me, it becomes clear how bad the situation is. It seems that Ivorage has gone on a rampage to do Feldway's bidding and destroyed the world while I'm away, and I can't say I'm happy to hear that he didn't destroy the world. Well, is that okay? I've been beaten. I didn't think they would play such a trick on us. Are you kidding me? Did you get screwed? I didn't think I would get hit by the same move that Feldway used to jump Felgrand. I guess I was a little overconfident that Seal-san would not be able to do the same move. I can't believe that Seal-san admitted defeat. No, I didn't admit it. I guess it's a draw this time, isn't it? No, you lost when you said you were beaten. No, it's just your imagination. And now, what do you want to do after that? What do you mean? Because it has been a long time, the energy of the nihility collapse has accumulated enormously. Veldanava seems to have lost nihility collapse by creating the world, but it is not a problem, because Master has imaginary space. What is wrong with that? I think it's full of problems. My imaginary space seems to be infinite, filled up enough to rebuild the world tens of thousands of times, but not filled yet. I was wondering what that had to do with it when Seal-san made an outrageous statement. It is possible to recreate the memories of all the people involved in Master and the world environment, to intentionally create a world as close as possible to the one that existed back then. What do you think? What do you mean? Seal-san asked me, and I was dumbfounded. I understand. After all is said and done, there is nothing more we can do. Yes, this is the end. This is the world after everything. All the people I loved in my time, Benimaru, Shuna, Shion, Tempest, Diablo, the demons, the demon lords, Milim, Ramers, Hinata, and so many others, are nowhere to be found in this world. I finally understood. I mean, it's like defeat. No, that's not true. Master is alive and I'm alive. I guess I can make it all happen again and live peacefully as if nothing happened. The seal sense says it can do it, then there is no doubt about it. But that would have been meaningless. I'm not happy to be the only survivor in a world where I couldn't protect the ones I loved. If I didn't have friends with whom I could feel all the joys and sorrows, it was as if I had lost the meaning of life. Even if they have the same memories, even if the DNA is the same, it is impossible to claim that they are the same person, if I have created them with my own hands. My nerves are not strong enough to keep on living with them in the same way as before. A world where I can easily start over if I don't like something from a godlike point of view, that's just a trick. It must be a hellish world, far from what I wanted. Sealsense seems to think that it can rationally build a new world that I want, but such a world is not possible. It is indeed the right answer from a superficial point of view. It may make sense in terms of numbers, and there may be no problem at all. However, I was not satisfied with it. There is no convenient reset button. Reality is not like a game. If you laugh at me for being emotional, laugh. You're going to resurrect your dead friends as if by magic just to relieve my loneliness. I would not do such a thing even if I were dead. I'm aware that I'm selfish. But that's why I can't allow myself to create a world that only suits me. In such a world, my very existence will rot and die. Rather than comfort myself by clinging to the past, it was better to choose proud loneliness. As I thought. I had expected that Master would answer in this way. Then don't make unnecessary suggestions. I almost shouted in anger, but Seal-san, on the contrary, seemed to be very happy. I felt as if cold water had been poured on my hot heart. This reaction, as if I had done the right thing, was something I remembered before. It was something I remembered Seal-san used to show when it was playing tricks. I was right. Seal-san made the most outrageous statement of the day. As I was about to say, Master is not defeated. We can go back in time now and defeat Feldway. Seal-san tells me calmly. Go back to the past. You mean we can defeat Feldway now? There is no way to do that, I thought. Chloe seemed to be able to time leap to read her future memories, but that was just an ability to go back to her past self. Besides, it cannot be used while time is suspended. In this end of time and space, no time is flowing, so even Chloe probably can't go back to the past. Seal-san whispers to me. I've developed a space-time leap for this kind of thing. Time, warp. Like combining time distortion and space distortion to enable any kind of movement. Yes, that's pretty much correct. Isn't this a mess? Seal not talking about something that disturbs the laws of physics. It's a very versatile right that is unparalleled in the spatial movement family. Mai's instantaneous movement was great, but this is even better than it. The ultimate enchantment world map, owned by Mai Furuki, was recovered from Michael when you absorbed it. Huh. Why didn't you tell us such an important story until we were in this situation? I was so indignant, but Seal-san's response was cold. I explained. But Master was distracted by the conversation with Rain and didn't listen to me. Oops. Suddenly things are getting a little weird. When Seal said I had a conversation with Rain, was it during the painting transaction? No, I'm sure. I had some negotiations with Rain after absorbing Michael. Maybe this is my fault, but wait a minute. Why did you try to give such an important explanation at such a critical time? It's harassment, isn't it? No sir. I swear. I was stunned. I'm even more suspicious when you use inversion to deny it. I can't help but think that your attempt to test me this time was just a retaliation for that time. But I can't help but feel that pursuing this matter is a suicidal act. More important now was how to get back from here. I decided to turn my eyes to the future as if I were turning away from an inconvenient truth. Seal-san is very confident that it has succeeded in developing a universal space-time leap as a result of its research on Mai's power. It seems that this space-time leap is a very powerful tool indeed. The instantaneous movement included in Mai's world map, which is said to be the prototype of the space-time leap, had a lot of potential, even though it was still incomplete. Its essence was not the ability to move to a place you have been to once, at will, but the ability to transcend all time and space, and arrive at a desired place. Seal said that Mai had not been able to show its full potential because of its lack of power. In my case, however, I have an extraordinary space-time domination, and as Seal-san said, I have accumulated a huge amount of energy that cannot be measured. Indeed, this space-time leap is a very important factor for me to be able to reach the place where I want to go. Certainly, the conditions for mastering this space-time leap were all in place. A master who controls time and space can easily transcend time. Seal-san said proudly. Seal must have known what I wanted from the very beginning. So, it seems that we are going back. No problem. There are many people connected by Soul Corridor, so we already know the space-time coordinates of this point. Oh, really? You mean, it's easy to get back? It's not easy, but we can get back. That's a relief. It seems less difficult than creating a new world if you think about it. Seal-san was there to make me feel safe. Well then, let's get back to it. Wait a moment, please. Since we're here, I think we should assess the situation until the last minute, and then round up the enemy. Is it not a foolish idea? It's not good enough if the casualties were caused by a mistake, right? I'm very much aware of that. As usual, Seal-san is full of confidence. It is a great thing that Seal is not shaken by Feldway's plan, even though Seal has just been beaten by Feldway's plan. I mean, did he have to undergo the space-time transfer? I heard that Seal-san has also accomplished a complete analysis of chronosultation through its own, that is to say, my direct experience. You didn't do it on purpose, did you? I was naturally inclined to think so, and the more I listened to Seal-san's story, the more I had to suspect so. As you can come back anytime you want, why don't you take this opportunity to grasp the authority of the master? For example, this. Well, Seal started to brag about its authority as much as it could. I understand that Seal didn't do it on purpose, but it turned out to be convenient for Seal-san. I secretly thought that I should learn from Seal's super luck. Then, I ended up accompanying Seal-san's story for a while. Even though it was just the two of us, Seal-san was very lively. Seal's voice in response to me was filled with joy that I could not hide. Seal explained to me about all kinds of rights and privileges, as if Seal had all the time in the world. Seal-san was so excited that I thought this situation was a blessing for Seal. It was a very rare sight. But, it's not so surprising when you think about it. I just woke up just now, but Seal-san has been waiting for me to wake up for countless hours, for what seems like an eternity. Alone. It was no longer a story of strong mentality. I'm sure that I would not have been able to endure it, so I think Seal-san is great. I don't think it's enough to call Seal great, but I hope you'll forgive me because my vocabulary is limited. Anyway, I went along with Seal-san's story. And I came to know exactly what I can do now and prepare for the future. I had plenty of time, even though I was on a tight deadline. Well, to be precise, there was not exactly time, so it was not plenty, but zero. I felt like I had become a very strange person because I was still fine with it. So, we're all set. There are many things that I can't handle without time passing, so I'm sure I'll have a lot of chances to do it on the spot, but even so, my anxiety is gone. I had to pay back the debt. I hate to lose. I didn't feel like losing anymore. I had to free Milim, who was being manipulated, and I had a lot of work to do. Let's get going and defeat Feldway quickly. Then I experienced space-time leap for the first time, and bam, I felt something bounce off me. Maybe I had an accident or something, as is often the case with novice drivers. It's just your imagination. Oh, really? Seal-san assured me before I could say anything. If that's the case, then it must be so. It seems that we jumped through the space-time distortion path we went through, but it's probably just some garbage floating in subspace, and if Seal-san doesn't care about it, it's okay. Maybe. It was the first space-time leap I've ever done, so I might have made a mistake. Well, I decided not to worry about it, as it happens. So, let's get back on track. Let's go. It will be done, Millard. Seal-san responds to my command. As usual, it was a matter of course. I felt Seal-san's absolute trust in me. I will not betray Seal's trust, and I will choose the world that I think is right. I may fail again, but I am no longer defeated. It's time to end the cycle of misfortune and build a brighter future. Thinking like this, I space-time leap to the past where everyone is waiting for me.